and welcome back to Straight Talk. I'm sure you've heard in the mainstream media about the recent suspected chemical attack in a rebel-held Syrian town that killed 75 people and injured at least 400 others. This is stated to be the worst chemical attack to hit the Syrian civil war since 2013. Witnesses and rescue workers recall that a toxic substance was spread after warplanes dropped bombs in the early hours the morning of the attack. But what was the deadly toxic substance that caused this? Well, it is assumed to be sarin, a colorless, odorless liquid that has been used for decades as a chemical weapon. It is nearly impossible to detect until it's too late, and it is absorbed simply through exposure. What does sarin do to people exactly, though? It doesn't directly kill you. Instead, it turns your very own nervous system against you. Nevertheless, was this a terrorist attack? Possibly, but maybe not the way you're trained to think it is. Terrorism is not just acts of violence, and it's not just an individual acting alone. Terrorism has a purpose, and in most cases, political. According to the New York Times, the Russians, of course, had to set the record straight by trying to reassure that there was another explanation to this attack. Major General Igor Konashenkov said, Syrian warplanes had struck an insurgent storehouse containing toxic substances to be used in chemical weapons. What we find interesting, though, is that the current Syrian president, Bashar al-Assad, denied its militaries launched a chemical weapons attack. But wasn't the Syrian government accused of firing rockets filled with sarin at Ghouta in 2013? Seems like something doesn't add up in this case, right? More importantly, what does the U.S. have to say about this, considering we have U.S. troops currently in this country and possibly more to come? Well, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson stated, while we continue to monitor the terrible situation, it is clear that this is how Bashar al-Assad operates, with brutal, unabashed barbarism. Those who defend and support him, including Russia and Iran, should have no illusions about Assad or his intentions. Anyone who uses chemical weapons to attack his own people shows a fundamental disregard for human decency and must be held accountable. Since the Trump administration has taken over, this is the first major Syria conflict. UN Ambassador Nikki Haley warned the Security Council that if they failed to respond to this incident, the United States might take unilateral action. Questions that should immediately come to mind in situations such as this is, should the United States continue to interject? Is this a fight we need to be associated with, or is this about power? Is this constitutional? Has Congress declared war on Syria? I wanted to leave you with this final thought that is stated by the John Birch Society's CEO, Art Thompson, in our Exposing Terrorism booklet. If the terrorism we see is Islamic, why therefore are the vast bulk of terrorist acts against Muslims? The bomber may be Muslim, being used by his handlers, but the higher you go in the terrorist organization, the less it is Islamic and the more it is, again, a grab for power. The Muslim population themselves will be just as much the victims in a New World Order as anyone else. We continue to believe that globalism and the New World Order play important roles in all aspects, even civil wars such as this. To help us in the fight in exposing terrorism, check us out. There's never been a better time to get involved. Visit jbs.org and learn more. And check us out on Facebook and Twitter. So until next time, God bless and take care.